let's dive into this fascinating world of meditation.
Okay.
For a long time, it's had this like kind of mystical air about it.
Definitely.
But you've brought some incredible source material
Right.
to show us the science behind it all.
Yeah, meditation, the science behind the practice.
So let's get into it.
It does a great job of explaining like the real nitty-gritty, like what's going on in the brain and the body.
So starting with the brain,
Mm-hmm.
the book describes meditation as this conductor of brain activity.
Yeah.
What exactly does that mean?
What you can think of it like this.
Okay.
Your brain is like an orchestra, right?
Uh-huh.
With all these different instruments playing at once.
Right.
Sometimes it's harmonious,
Yeah.
but oftentimes it's just like this cacophony of noise.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So medication acts like a conductor,
Mm-hmm.
helping to synchronize those instruments,
Okay.
quiet the distractions, and bring about this sense of balance.
So it's not just like feeling calmer. You're saying it's like
Right.
optimizing brain function.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the studies have shown that consistent meditation can actually lead to
Mm-hmm.
physical changes in the brain.
Oh, wow.
So, for example, the prefrontal cortex,
Yeah.
which is responsible for things like decision-making,
Uh-huh.
attention self-control,
Okay.
that actually increases in size.
So like if you're someone who struggles with procrastination or like just feeling overwhelmed with decisions,
Right.
could this be a way to strengthen those mental muscles?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, by strengthening the prefrontal cortex,
Okay.
meditation could make you less impulsive,
Okay.
more focused,
Uh-huh.
and better equipped to handle like those everyday challenges.
So it's almost like giving your brain a workout.
Yeah.
Instead of lifting weights, you're training attention and awareness.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Got it.
Training your mind.
I'm starting to see why people call this a brain hack, but the book also talks about the amygdala shrinking.
Yeah.
Which is that part of the brain
Right.
linked to fear and stress.
Exactly.
So what's the significance of that?
Well, the amygdala is that part of our brain that triggers the fight or flight response.
Right.
So when we perceive a threat,
Yeah.
it floods our system with stress hormones.
Mm.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Our modern lives are just full of threats
Yeah.
that aren't actually life-threatening deadlines, traffic jams,
Right.
social media notification,
Totally. Yeah.
all these things, right?
Yeah.
So over time, this constant activation of the amygdala
Mm-hmm.
can lead to chronic stress and anxiety.
So meditation is almost like a way to hit the brakes on that stress response
Yeah,
before it spirals out of control.
exactly.
Right.
By calming the amygdala, we're essentially
Okay.
rewiring our brains
Mm-hmm.
to be
Okay.
less reactive to those everyday stressors.
So like turning down the volume
Yeah.
on that alarm system. Yes.
That's constantly going off in our heads.
Love that. Yep. Yeah.
And this rewiring process
Yeah.
seems to be key here.
Yeah.
The book emphasizes the importance of mindfulness
Right.
for making these brain changes happen.
Yes.
So can you break down what mindfulness actually is
Mm-hmm.
and how it works?
Sure. Imagine your mind like a radio
Okay.
that's constantly tuned to a station
What?
that's filled with static,
Yeah.
thoughts, worries, to-do lists, all competing for your attention. Mindfulness is about learning to switch to a clearer channel,
Okay.
focusing your attention on the present moment
Oh, cool.
without judgment.
So instead of being swept away by that mental chatter,
Yes,
we're learning to observe it
exactly.
without getting caught up in it.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's about noticing your thoughts and feelings
Right.
without labeling them as good or bad,
Okay.
right or wrong, just acknowledging their presence and letting them pass,
Okay.
like clouds in the sky.
Yeah. And as you practice this,
Uh-huh.
you're actually strengthening the neural pathways
Mm-hmm.
that are associated with calmness and focus
Okay.
while weakening those linked to anxiety and stress.
That makes sense. So we're starting to see how meditation impacts the brain.
Yeah.
But what about the body?
Yeah.
Does all this rewiring have any tangible physical benefits?
Absolutely. One of the key things that happens when we meditate
Mm-hmm.
is we activate the parasympathetic nervous system,
Okay.
often referred to as the rest and digest system.
Okay, so instead of that adrenaline rush, we're getting a
Yep.
relaxation response.
Exactly. Your heart rate slows down, your blood pressure decreases,
Yeah,
your
so-
cortisol levels, which is that stress hormone drop.
Interesting.
And these benefits aren't just temporary.
Mm-hmm.
Over time, consistent meditation can lead to some pretty impressive long-term health improvement.
Now, the book mentions a connection between meditation and aging,
Yes.
which I found fascinating.
Yeah.
It talks about something called telomeres and how they relate to cell health.
Right.
Can you explain what that's all about?
Sure. So imagine telomeres as those little plastic caps
Okay.
at the end of shoelaces.
Okay.
They prevent the laces from fraying, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, telomeres act like protective caps on the ends of our chromosomes,
Yeah.
which contain our DNA. Every time a cell divides, those telomeres shorten a bit.
Okay.
Eventually, they become so short
Yeah.
that the cell can no longer divide, and it dies.
So telomere length is kind of like a marker of...
It is.
It is.
Cellular aging.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Studies have shown that people who meditate regularly have higher levels of telomerase, an enzyme that helps maintain and even lengthen
Oh, wow.
telomeres.
So are you saying that meditation could potentially slow down the aging process at a cellular level?
More research is needed,
Go.
but the findings are certainly intriguing.
Higher telomerase levels are associated with healthier cells
Right.
and a slower rate of aging.
It's like meditation is giving our cells a little extra protection, helping them stay vital and functional for longer.
Yeah, keep those telomeres nice and long.
That's incredible. But the book also goes beyond the physical benefits, suggesting that meditation can change our perception of reality.
Right.
What exactly does that mean, and how does it work?
Think about it like this.
Okay.
When was the last time you truly stopped and noticed the world around you? The warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of the wind, rustling the leaves, the taste of your morning coffee.
It's true. We often move through life on autopilot.
We do.
Missing out on the richness of each moment.
We get so caught up in the hustle and bustle that we forget to actually experience life as it's happening.
Yeah.
And that's where meditation comes in.
Okay.
It cultivates a sense of presence, of being fully engaged in the here and now. It's like hitting the pause button on that mental movie projector that's constantly replaying the past.
Totally.
Or fast forwarding to the future.
Yeah.
And as you practice being present, you start to notice these subtle nuances of experience that you might have missed before.
So it's not just about clearing your mind, it's about sharpening your senses.
Exactly.
And appreciating the world in a whole new way.
That's it.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. It's about waking up to the beauty and the wonder that's always been there, but that we've somehow overlooked.
I like that. And this heightened awareness must also be helpful when it comes to navigating, the ups and downs of life, especially when it comes to dealing with difficult emotions.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So imagine your emotions as waves in the ocean.
Okay.
Sometimes they're calm and gentle, and other times they're rough and turbulent.
Right.
Meditation doesn't stop the waves from coming, but it teaches you how to surf them.
Oh, so instead of getting swept away by those big emotional waves, we're learning to ride them out with a little more.
Yes, with more skill and grace.
Yeah. This all makes a lot of sense, but I have to ask, why is meditation having such a moment right now?
Right.
It's an ancient practice, after all.
It is. Well, one reason is that science is finally catching up to what ancient traditions have known for ages.
Interesting.
With tools like fMRI and EEG, researchers can now observe the tangible effects of meditation on the brain.
So it's not just some mystical concept anymore. There's like hard evidence to back it up.
There's data.
Right.
There are studies that show what's actually happening.
I see.
But it's also about the times we're living in.
Yeah.
We're the age of distraction.
Oh,
constantly bombarded with information and stimulation.
Yeah. Our attention is pulled in a million
different directions.
And
it's taking a toll on our
it's exhausting
mental and emotional well-being.
So meditation is offering like a much-needed antidote.
It is. It's like a sanctuary for the mind.
Yeah.
A place to unplug, recharge, and reclaim our focus.
Right.
And with the rise of meditation apps, online resources, guided meditations, it's more accessible than ever before.
You don't need to retreat to a mountaintop to experience the benefits.
It's literally at our fingertips.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Brain changes, physical benefits, heightened awareness, even the potential impact on aging.
Right.
But where do we go from here?
Yeah.
What's next for the world of meditation?
Well, what's exciting is that we're seeing this convergence of ancient wisdom and cutting-edge technology.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like meditation is entering this new era where science and technology are working together to deepen our understanding and enhance the practice.
I'm intrigued. What kind of technology are we talking about here?
So imagine like brain-computer interfaces.
Okay.
That can actually track your brain waves.
Wow.
In real time during meditation.
Okay.
These devices could provide personalized feedback, helping you optimize your practice and achieve deeper states of relaxation and focus.
That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Right.
Are those actually available?
They're being developed.
Oh.
Companies like Muse
Okay.
are creating these wearable EEG devices that measure your brain activity during meditation and translate that into audio feedback.
So it's like having a personal meditation coach.
It is.
It's right there with you.
Like right there in your ear.
Wow, that's
And
nice.
guiding you toward a more focused and balanced state.
Makes you wonder what other possibilities are out there.
And then there's VR.
Okay.
Imagine like immersing yourself in these serene landscapes, tranquil forests, peaceful beaches, all from the comfort of your own home.
So instead of just visualizing a peaceful setting, you can actually like feel like you're there.
You can be surrounded by nature.
That's amazing.
VR meditation experiences can transport you to a different world, helping you escape the stresses of daily life and cultivate a deeper sense of peace and tranquility.
It's like taking a mental vacation.
It is.
Without ever leaving your living room.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. It seems like technology is really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with meditation. But beyond all these cool gadgets, I'm also curious about the role of meditation in addressing some of the like pressing issues we face today.
Yeah.
Like the mental health crisis.
Totally.
The book touches on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're living in a time where rates of depression, anxiety, PTSD are just skyrocketing.
Right. And traditional therapies aren't always effective.
Right.
Or accessible for everyone.
Yeah. And that's where mindfulness-based interventions come in. They've shown like remarkable promise in helping people manage these conditions.
Can you give us some specific examples of these interventions?
Sure.
What makes them different from traditional therapy?
Well, one well-known program is mindfulness-based stress reduction.
Okay.
Or MBSR.
MBSR.
It was developed back in the 1970s.
Wow.
And has been rigorously studied ever since.
Interesting.
MBSR teaches participants how to use mindfulness techniques to cope with stress, pain, and illness.
So it's about managing those difficult experiences.
It is.
Rather than trying to avoid them.
Exactly. It's about changing our relationship to those experiences, learning to observe them without judgment.
Got it.
And cultivate a sense of acceptance.
So it's not just about like sitting on a cushion meditating.
Right. MBSR also involves gentle yoga, body awareness practices in group discussions.
So it's a very like holistic approach.
It is.
That integrates mindfulness into everyday life.
Exactly.
And then there's mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, or MBCT.
All right.
MBCT, okay.
This program combines mindfulness with cognitive therapy techniques to help people break free from negative thought patterns that contribute to depression and anxiety.
So it's like rewiring those like ingrained thought patterns that can keep us stuck in a cycle of negativity.
That's a great way to put it. MBCT helps us become aware of those automatic negative thoughts and learn to respond to them in a more skillful way.
Now, the book specifically highlights the potential of these mindfulness-based interventions to help veterans who are struggling with PTSD. What makes meditation particularly helpful?
So traditional therapies for PTSD often focus on talking through traumatic experiences, which can be re-traumatizing for some veterans.
Well, of course.
Yet mindfulness-based interventions offer a different approach. They teach veterans how to observe their thoughts and emotions without judgment, to regulate their nervous systems, and to cultivate a sense of presence and peace.
So instead of reliving the trauma, they're learning to manage their reactions to it in a healthier way.
It's about learning to be present with those difficult emotions and sensations without getting overwhelmed by them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Studies have shown that these mindfulness practices can help veterans reduce hypervigilance, flashbacks, nightmares, and emotional numbness.
That's incredible. It's not a cure. But it's a powerful tool for healing and reclaiming their lives. It's incredible to think that something as simple as paying attention to your breath can have such a profound impact on our mental and emotional well-being.
Powerful stuff.
But the book doesn't stop there.
It doesn't.
It also talks about mindfulness programs being introduced in schools, workplaces, and even prisons.
That's right. We're seeing this growing recognition of the potential of mindfulness to benefit not just individuals, but entire communities.
Right.
So in schools, mindfulness practices can help children manage stress, improve focus, and develop emotional regulation skills.
It seems like we're finally recognizing the importance of teaching children these essential life skills early on, right? And in workplaces, mindfulness programs can lead to
increased productivity, improved communication, a more positive and supportive work environment.
It's like meditation is becoming a valuable asset.
It is.
In the modern workplace, helping employees navigate the demands and pressures of today's fast-paced world.
It's a must-have.
Yeah, and even in prisons, where violence and recidivism rates are often high, mindfulness programs are showing promising results.
Yeah, they can help inmates manage anger, reduce impulsive behavior, and cultivate empathy and compassion, both for themselves and for others.
It's truly inspiring to see how meditation is being used to promote rehabilitation and create a more humane and restorative justice system.
Yeah.
It seems like the applications of mindfulness are truly limitless.
Limitless.
But with this widespread embrace of meditation, are there any potential downsides?
Yeah.
The book hints at the risk of commercialization.
Right.
Diluting the essence of the practice.
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
As mindfulness becomes more popular, there's a risk of it being oversimplified or marketed as this quick fix for all of life's problems.
Like a magic pill.
Yeah. It's important to remember that mindfulness is a practice.
Right.
A journey of self-discovery, not a destination.
So it's important to be discerning and approach meditation with authenticity and respect for its origins.
Absolutely. And to remember that it's not a magic bullet.
Right.
It requires commitment, self-reflection, and a willingness to be present with whatever arises.
We need to be mindful of mindfulness, so to speak.
I love that. Mindful of mindfulness.
But even with these concerns, the book emphasizes that.
Yeah.
At its core, meditation remains this powerful tool.
It does.
For personal transformation.
Yes, it's about connecting with yourself.
Okay.
Your mind, body, and breath.
Right.
It's about sitting with yourself exactly as you are.
Yeah.
Without judgment or expectation. And in that space of stillness and acceptance, we can discover this profound sense of peace and well-being.
It's that paradoxical beauty of meditation, isn't it?
It is.
The deeper you go inward, the less you need externally.
That's it.
But I'm also intrigued by this idea that meditation could be more than just a mental or physical exercise. The book hints at the possibility of it being like a gateway for something larger, something beyond our ordinary perception of reality.
Right. It does feel like it can open a door to something bigger than ourselves.
What are some of the theories about how that works?
Well, neuroscientists have been studying experienced meditators.
Oh, okay.
And they've observed some really interesting brain activity during deep meditative states.
Okay.
So there's this network in the brain called the default mode network, or DMN.
Okay.
That's associated with our sense of self.
Okay.
The inner voice that's constantly chattering, planning, analyzing.
So the DMN is like the CEO of our brain.
You could say that.
Always running the show.
Always running the show. But during deep meditation, activity in the DMN actually decreases.
Interesting.
And has been linked to this profound sense of oneness or interconnectedness that many meditators report.
So it's like meditation is quieting that inner chatter, allowing us to experience a sense of connection to something beyond our individual selves.
It's like the boundaries between self and others start to dissolve.
Wow.
And there's this feeling of being part of something much larger.
Yeah.
Something interconnected and whole.
That must be a truly profound experience.
It is.
Does the book offer any insights into the practical implications of this interconnectedness?
It does.
Like, how does it translate into our daily lives?
So imagine feeling deeply connected to all living beings.
Okay.
To the planet itself. It's natural for empathy and compassion to arise from that sense of interconnectedness.
Okay.
It shifts our perspective, making us less focused on our own individual needs and more aware of the needs of others and the well-being of the planet as a whole.
So it's not just about personal transformation. It's about a shift in consciousness that can lead to a more compassionate and just world.
That's the idea.
Wow. This has been a truly insightful deep dive.
It has been.
We've gone from the intricate workings of the brain to the far reaches of human consciousness.
We have.
What are some key takeaways you'd like to leave our listener with?
Well, I think the most important takeaway is that meditation is not just some esoteric practice reserved for monks and mystics.
Right.
It's a simple yet powerful tool that anyone can use to cultivate inner peace.
Yeah.
Enhance their well-being, and even contribute to a more compassionate and just world.
That's a great point.
And with the advancements in technology, it's becoming more accessible and adaptable than ever before.
It's like we're at this turning point where ancient wisdom and modern science are converging to create a new understanding of human potential.
Exactly.
And meditation is at the forefront.
At the forefront of that movement.
It's a truly exciting time to be exploring the possibilities of meditation.
It is.
And I believe that as more people embrace this practice, we'll continue to discover its transformative power.
We will.
Not just for individuals, but for society as a whole.
Yeah, for sure.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with a sense of wonder and possibility.
Me too.
And a deep appreciation for the practice of meditation and its potential to change the world.
It is powerful.
One breath at a time.
One breath at a time. So to our listener,
I
encourage you to keep exploring, keep practicing, and keep diving deep into the mysteries of your own mind and heart.
That's beautiful.
Who knows what wonders you might discover along the way.
I love that. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.